Linkin Park is back with a new album. I can't believe it. We are going to react to it live on Tuesday, November 19th. That's tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Central Time. You need to be there. And if not, hop over to Patreon because the entire unedited album reaction will be over on Patreon on our VIP tier. You don't want to miss that tier because we have a lot of albums we reacted to and you get the full unedited version. If you want the edited version, once we splice it down and get it cleaned up, it's going to be out on YouTube in no time. So no worries about that. But if you want the entire album reaction, go to Patreon. It will be your best friend for album reactions from Reaction Therapy. But Linkin Park, a new album. Today's reaction is Two-Faced. I can't wait to hear. With the new woman singer, I love it. Always loved Linkin Park, but I can't believe the addition of her, Emily Armstrong, I believe. Let's just do this without further ado. Oh my goodness, it is time. Linkin Park, Two-Faced. Here we go. Oh my goodness. She's bad. She comes out like, there's no fear. It's like, I don't care what anybody thinks about anything. I am coming out to show you exactly what I got.
Hanging by a thread, trying to say I'm not, but I'm in it over my head. That's when I figured out where it led, beginning to realize that you put me over the edge. Truth's not rigid, your rules are
so good. Sent me over the edge. A mental health professional has been sent over the edge with this song already. This brings me back. You know, I had the Linkin Park. What was the remix version? One thing, I don't know why. It doesn't even matter. This was years ago, and I just loved that CD and played it over and over again. And this brings me back into the rap of them with the rock of them and the storyline here, y'all. Last time I was hanging by a thread, trying to say I'm not, but I'm in over my head. I mean, I'm trying to pretend. It's Two-Faced, right? The name of the song. When you're Two-Faced, you pretend on one way, but on the inside, that's why I always say, don't judge a book by its cover. You just never know. But sometimes we're barely hanging on. And if you are, it's why I want you to know that help matters. Mental health matters. Getting help matters. When you get good help, you can dump this stuff out about the scrambled eggs going on inside your brain and have somebody reorganize that with you to say, okay, where did this come from? What part of it's yours to deal with? What part of it's not that you need to let go of? And how can you walk forward recognizing triggers and feelings that come up and what you can do with them? That's what therapy's good for. Man, I'm trying to hang on. I'm barely hanging on. That's when I figured out where it led. Beginning to realize that you put me over the edge. If you've ever been in a relationship where you've been put over the edge, I could also apply that to addiction, y'all. So hard. Just when you feel you're wrapped up in addiction and it's just like it's taken me over the edge. But in relationship, when you realize somebody's pushed you over the edge or it's just too much, you need to deal with it. Be honest. Put yourself out there. Have good boundaries. All of that. So good. One more time.
Last time I was hanging by a thread, trying to say I'm not, but I'm in it over my head. That's when I figured out where it led, beginning to realize that you put me over the edge. Your truth's not rigid, your rules aren't fair. The dark's too vivid, the light's not there.
Yep.
I start to give in, but I can't bear to put it all behind. I run into it blind like caught in the middle, too late, counting to zero, counting to zero. You should have recognized it's too late for choosing sides. Two-faced, caught in the middle, Last time you told me
This is good. If this is any indication of this album, I cannot wait for this live stream of this album to listen to song after song, because the storyline of somebody saying, you know what? I was ready to take off. I was ready to be done with it. And that line here where he said, the dark's too vivid, the light's not there. You got to be honest with yourself in your life. Like when the dark's too vivid, the dark is just so clear and the light's not there, there's something going on. You need some help for that. It's important to get that. I start to give in, but I can't bear to put it all behind. I start to give in. And I run into it blind. Sometimes you recognize it. It's hard to have good boundaries, but you recognize I need to do something with this. But it's too scary because then you don't want to leave everything you've built up to this point behind. And I want you to know, bad news never gets better with time. If the truth is I'm going to be better off without a person or without a situation, and you know that deep down, bad news never gets better with time. It's not going to age any better a year from now. You have to recognize, what do I need to do that's best for me? What's best for you? And when you figure out what's best for you, it might be some pain, but it's just like going to the gym and working out and trying to build muscle. It's going to hurt for a little bit, and then everything starts to grow, and you can do this. Too late.
Last time you told me it wasn't true and pointing every finger at things that you didn't do. So that's why I kept missing the clues and never realized that the one that did it was you. The truth's not rigid, the rules aren't fair. The dark's too vivid, the light's not there. I start to give in, but I can't bear to put it all behind. I run into it blind like
Yep.
I can't hear myself think.
Oh.
I can't hear myself think. I can't hear myself think. Stop yelling at me! I can't hear myself think.
Ah, this is intense, y'all. This is a kind of the rap stuff mixed in with this heavy rock. This is the kind of rock and roll I like. I mean, I can't hear myself think. And then she's like, stop yelling. Almost like sometimes the thoughts can be so loud in your head that you can't make any sense of any of it. And when that's the case, you cannot fix those things by yourself most of the time, y'all. You shouldn't have to. That's what help and that's what support is out there for. Especially when you're dealing with any kind of manipulation or any kind of toxic relationship. Listen to her scream here.
I can't hear myself think. I can't hear myself think.
Come on.
Stop yelling at me! I can't hear myself think. Stop yelling at me!
Woo!
Stop yelling at me! Stop yelling at me! Two-faced, caught in the middle. Caught in the middle. Too late, counting a zero.
God.
You should have recognized it's too late for choosing sides. Two-faced, caught in the middle. 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 Caught in the
That's what it is. We're on the same page right now.
Oh my gosh. That was so good. That was so good. Linkin Park, Two-Faced. I cannot wait for this album. Please don't forget, album reaction, Tuesday, November 19th, 10:30 a.m. Central. And if you don't get it then, go to Patreon. It is worth it to invest in Patreon. I promise you. There's tons of good albums, but this album's going to be there. The full album reaction of Linkin Park. I can't wait for it. Totally unedited. Remember, it's not real therapy. It's just Tom breaking down lyrics and going nuts on this reaction to Linkin Park. I just love this music. I love this sound. I love her in this. Emily, what an addition to this. Oh my goodness. If you want help, please check it out. You deserve help. There are links in the description. And leave us your comments. Will you be there? I sure hope so, because I'm going to be there. And I can't wait to see you there. Mental health matters. Don't forget it. We'll see you on the next Reaction Therapy.